Hello, and welcome to the first actual video of this channel. The first video was a small showcase of my addon RotoForge, which uses a segmentation AI from Facebook in order to automate the rotoscoping process in Blender. Under the video, I've gotten a few requests regarding a tutorial, so this is what this will be about. I'll show you step by step how to install the addon and how to utilize its different features. Before we get started, you'll need to know that this addon was originally created for Windows operating systems with NVIDIA graphics cards, as it depends on CUDA acceleration. There is a fallback to use the CPU to compute the models, however the speeds will not quite match up as if you were using a graphics card, of course. In order to use your graphics card, it should have at least 8 GB of VRAM and be at least CUDA 3.5 compatible. In regards to the operating systems, Linux works fine as reported by users, however Windows is and will still remain the primary OS of this addon. Apple and its Metal GPUs are a bit different, however there is an experimental branch for Metal GPUs in progress. If you are a developer and you would like to take on the challenge, I would gladly appreciate the help. You can just go to the GitHub and fork it there. And now, let's get started with the tutorial. First of all, you need to download the addon. What you want to do is go head over to either the GitHub or my Ko-Fi. I put both of the links in the description, however since this channel is still quite new, I cannot make them clickable yet. You'll have to copy and paste the URL into your browser's header. In this tutorial, I'm gonna go with the GitHub, since it also doubles as a rough documentation, which I want to introduce you to. So here we are on the GitHub. You can find a small readme file here. It just goes over the different features of the addon. It also includes like a small installation tutorial, some useful tips and tricks. I will go over all of this in this video as well, so you don't have to go through all of this. Those are some performance tests with my hardware specs and which Blender versions this addon was tested for. Note that older versions or custom Blender forks will probably work, I just didn't test them. The whole addon is licensed under GNU General Public License version 3, so it's compatible with Blender. And if you want to go download it now, you can find it here on the right under releases. You can either click here, then you're taken to all of the different releases, or if you just focused on the newest one, this is the one that's below there. As of right now, it's version 1.0.1 hotfix 2. You can just download it with this link, and then I'll see you in Blender. So now we're here in Blender. First of all, you'll need to go into Edit, Preferences, and then in Blender 4.2 you can click here on the addons and install it. Previously you had an install button right there where you would install your addons, but since they changed it and introduced extensions for this addon, you'll have to go to the little arrow over there and install the addon from disk. After you've done that, this will show up. You can click on it, extend it. It says your version here. Notice that hotfixes or anything else like that won't show up here. That's not possible at the moment. And under here you can see some different settings for the preferences and an install path. So RotoForge needs some external dependencies it uses to run the AI, because that would be too much to fit into the addon zip file alone, because it's about 8 GB of downloads. So normally you would have this install path, which is just your user, and then mvde addons dependencies and RotoForge AI. Now before you install, it will prompt you here. It downloads up to 8 GB. What you will probably want to do is toggle the system console under window here. So what it does, it basically opens up this window here, and you can see basically everything that's going on in Blender in the background. The thing is, I cannot put all of the information during the download process on Blender here because it will freeze up Blender as it's working on the download process, and it cannot work on the other parts of the add-on. So you probably want this so you can see if the add-on is still working, is still running, if it's still doing something, or if Blender actually froze. The download process, because it is up to 8 gigabytes, it can take some time. I don't know, 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on your internet speed. But yeah, I've opened up the command window, so I'm just gonna click OK. And now you can see here that it's starting to download everything. I'm gonna see you when this is over. So once everything is done, it will look like this, or something roughly like this. It can't do anything else. Important part is it doesn't do anything anymore, and it's not a loading bar that's stuck. So yes, that should probably work. It has like something like registering or something that's here, then that's done. If you want, you can toggle the system console again so it's away. I'm just gonna pull up screencast keys here and put that over there so you can see it for the rest, because we'll be actually using this area here to do it. I already have an image loaded here. And now this is the important part. A lot of people think that they can go to the motion tracking tab and go here under mask, and then they can load in their video and mask it here. This is not the place where you'll find the panel of the add-on, because the add-on is actually in the image editor and not the movie clip editor, which is what this area is using. So go to the image editor, you can load in your video there. If you do that, you'll have it as a source, either as an image sequence or a movie or something like that. And if you click this little icon, it will match your movie length, and you can see that all of the frames are being loaded and everything just works. Go to the mask area, create a new mask. Oh, I actually have one already here. Well, just delete that. Important thing, you have to have a mask. Mask layers don't work at the moment. That's a thing that's still being worked on. You will eventually have something like multi-mask or something. So how does the masking tab work? Control left click to create things, Alt C to enclose or declose something, and other than that you can have Shift add A, delete everything, just the normal stuff. If you want, you can do like this mask display, which will just show all of the polygons you have. I don't like it personally. Some people maybe want to use it, but yeah, if you have everything set up here, you're in the masking tab in the image editor, have a mask, then you'll see this panel on the right side, RotoForge, and this is where all of the features of this add-on will actually happen. If you have a spline here, it will use the selected spline, which you have here, and you can see those are the different settings of this spline. So, for example, if I check this, I'm gonna select it, and this will be a boundary option. I will use this, for example, if I have a closed spline, it will be used to, for example, outline my subject like this. I recommend that you do that. It's very handy to have. If you then did this, what you can do is you can create, for example, an open spline. Open splines are treated as prompt points. So every one of these little points of this spline are treated as one prompt point, which will contribute either positively to the mask, which is what it's currently doing. I want those to be on my subject. And if I have those and I remove this one, now that background points, and I want those to be around my subject so that they stay away from the mask. These different points will then be used by the model to kind of figure out how your mask should look in the end. But important is here, less is more. You don't want to go super detailed and do, for example, something like that, where you just go completely crazy with all of those different points, because that will overload the AI and it will give you a subwell result. You don't want that. Instead, I recommend that you stick to the boundary, or if you use points, like two or maybe three, something around that. Also keep them fairly evenly spaced out. That's just another small tip which I found out helped a bit. But other than that, I think those are everything about the spline points. You don't need a boundary, by the way. You can also just do this and it will still work. But if you want, use a boundary. I personally like it. It's very, very nice and easy to use. So now those are the different global settings. If you have a boundary, it makes sense that you keep it somewhere close around the thing. With the boundary, you can actually go pretty detailed if you want that. It makes sense because the more closer your boundary actually is to the subject, the clearer the vision of the mask will be for the AI. You can turn up the guide strength here to say for boundary masks and boundary masks only how strong they should influence the thing here. If you don't want that, you can also turn it off. Then it will only use a rough boundary thing, but what looks best is still is then completely decided by the AI. I like a small guide strength of 10. Now what you have here is you can change which model you want. You have light, base, large, and huge. The base one, I don't like it. It's not the most efficient one. It's not the best one. I personally like large, light, and also huge. Huge is it's a chunky boy. It will take, I don't know, 20 seconds per mask if you don't have the best GPU, and it will get into all of those little crevices. Some problems is if you go too high on these models and you actually have a pretty simple mask, it can detect different crevices or things which aren't actually there, because it will think that your mask needs to be more detailed than it actually is. I think for this one, I'm gonna keep with the large one. We'll see, maybe we'll switch later to it. For images, you're gonna use the static button, and for videos, the animated one. What you do is first you say if you already have a mask you want to overwrite or contribute to in case of the animated one. We don't have a mask currently, so we're gonna say new mask, and we can generate one. In this case, it is a video, yes, but I'm just gonna do that for demonstration purposes. And now you have this here. It's basically like this grayscale mask here, and it will automatically be put here. You can do that, and if it's active, it will just overlay your mask here. You can change different color, opacity. It makes it easy to review your mask. The thing is though, if it's turned on, you cannot see your splines. Keep that in mind. So what we have here is it's doing it's adding this little thing over there, like the tire of the car. I'm just gonna put 2 prompt points in here of a mask, and then I'm just generate over this again. If it's better, see if it's better now. And yeah, that actually looks quite nice. Maybe we can just go a bit easier with the boundary here. Make it a bit more loose. The boundary, by the way, only treats the points. It's treated as a polygon. So things like that do not work. It will treat everything as just sharp edges internally. Because I just can't get the full-on mask out of the Blender API. I'm not sure how I would do that. There's no inherent method for me to do that, so that's currently the limitation. I have to generate all of the masks manually. But yeah, just try that. Go a bit around. I don't like that. Maybe I'm just gonna put this here. Say that it's a background. I don't want that. And after a bit of trial and error, yeah, look at that. That looks pretty good. Maybe just like take this one and extend it, so we have another prompt point here on this box. Maybe we can go a little bit more loose here. Delete a few of those points. In this case, I think I'll go with 0 guide strength. It should still do a pretty good job. And yeah, that looks awesome. I think that it's a bit fuzzy here, but maybe if we turn it up to huge. And I mean, yeah, that does work. Can we just like remove that one here so we don't have to bother with that? Oh yeah, no, that is not good. Put some here. Those are part of the background. And maybe for now I can go back to the large one. It doesn't have to be the most high quality mask. I'm just showing off the features. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. What you can do is, if you want to have two masks here, for example, it would maybe make sense to do this. Keep the box out here, and then you would just have the man on this mask, and then you can create a new mask and put just all of this into the box. I would just do that here, create a new mask, and yeah, just create like a boundary for the box here, I guess. Generate that one. And I'll have to switch that here to the other one, 001. And now we have the box here and the delivery driver, and then you can, in the end, in compositing, basically just add the two images together to get the combined mask if you want that. Okay, but for now, we're doing the first one of the full man. And I think we're gonna actually delete those two quickly. Okay. So, because that was just for images, now we're gonna get into video. And with video, these tracking settings will come in handy. You see everything is empty. We have a new mask here. And I'm just gonna roughly line out the person here. We're currently on this frame 26. And what I'm gonna do is, I have my mask, I have my used model here, and now with the tracking settings, if you don't have this turned on, what it's going to do, it will automatically try to follow the subject over the course of the video. So it will go there, and then it will just try to follow him when he walks over there to the left side. And the search radius defines how many pixels in every direction he should extend the search boundary for every frame. It's basically like the search boundary for tracking markers. But other than that, if you have this turned on, then you can actually just go and you can animate your mask, and it will use your mask and your input prompt for every single thing. If you have a minute to spare, do that. It's absolutely worth it. I'm gonna do it too here just to get a little bit higher quality. Okay, and now you can see for this point here, it's just roughly following him. It's a bit more outside, and I'm just gonna trim this a bit like this. And now when I create a new mask, I do not want to click generate. That's the wrong one. I'm gonna directly go into tracking. So it will recognize, okay, this is not a static mask. Then you would click on generate, but this is an animated mask. This will be for video. I'm very sorry about that. During the recording, I had like 3 or 4 times a problem where OBS was overloading my PC so much that it kept skipping frames during the mask tracking. I hope it's resolved now, but the progress has been lost, so I'm just gonna go up to speed in a small time lapse. Yeah, that's very loose and should hopefully work. Starts here, ends there, goes over loosely. So now for animated ones, new mask, animated, and track it. Basically everything else is set. And now it's gonna put this one here up because the blend file currently isn't saved. And when the blend file isn't saved, it has to put all of the masks in the temporary folder of this Blender instance. The only thing is, once you exit this Blender instance, either you just click it away, or you have a crash or something. Minimizing is okay, yeah, but just once you exit Blender, this temporary folder will be cleared no matter what were the circumstances. Only do continue if you do not care about your mask data, which I don't. But if you do, however, cancel it and first save your blend file somewhere on your PC so it can store the mask data in a folder next to the blend file. And so you can see once it started this, it automatically activated this here. And apparently the bug is still a thing, it's still overloaded from OBS. Yeah, I'm very sorry about it. It's skipping every second frame currently because my PC is overloaded. Yeah, well, that is fun. Yeah, not the best night. And that doesn't usually happen. You're just gonna have to trust me. Very, very sorry about that. It's just like the third time this has happened while recording this tutorial. Yeah, I can't really do anything about that. It's just OBS. My PC is overloaded, and then this can happen. But yeah, normally it doesn't happen. Normally it works. It doesn't skip any frames. We're gonna stop here anyway. But then if I activate the overlay, you can see apart from every second frame, all of the primary frames in this case are really, really accurate. And if I review this, sometimes it's a bit inward, but it's better if you have masked less than too much. And about this part, I think I just put a mask there because he actually never goes there. I can just put a static mask there and pull this part of the van of the mask just as a garbage mat in the compositor. And in order to fix the different holes that happen here on these different points, what you can do is you can just go here and close this one with a second mask like we used for our, when we did the image one. But other than that, that's basically it. Now you have the mask here actually, and if you want, you can also go here. That's basically the path to the sequence of images on your computer, and if you want, you can go in with a third-party program, just remove those artifacts manually if you really do care about it way too much. But just like a few very basic garbage mats and things, small additional bits of roto, and you can just fix that. Go into compositing, use nodes, and now that both are images, it's under image, not movie clip actually. That's something I should have said, yeah, and then you have here the mask, and this is the normal one. And now you have them cut out. Hello, it's me. I'm from the future, and there are two things I want to address. First of all, if you didn't see the little pop-up during the video, we got a third hotfix out that came up during editing, got it out. For you, nothing will change. Just make sure that you update it. And the second thing, after recording, I decided to spend some time just finishing the shot, which is what you're currently seeing in the background. And without OBS running, everything just worked perfectly. I was able to just plow through all the frames, finish everything up in like 20 minutes with some fiddling. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful to you, and thanks for watching.